Welcome to rSlash Am I the Butthole, where a guy basically kills his own son. Am I the butthole for telling my dad that I don't care about making him proud? I'm 17 and I'm an affair baby. My dad and I only see each other one day a month. He said that it was difficult enough to get his wife to agree to that, and he didn't want to push it. He told me, when you're married, you'll understand compromise. One of the two worst things that happened to our relationship was when his wife said that I seem quite well read for a waitress's son. I have my grandpa to thank for buying me books, I suppose. My dad didn't say anything. I could understand her disdain given that dad did cheat on her with my mom, but his silence stung. The other was when I came out of the closet and he said maybe I was just confused and I should try dating his friend's daughter. He did give up on that idea, but things just haven't been the same. I just don't know what to say or how to act around him. He said that he wants me to study abroad in the US or the UK and told me to take the IELTS exam. I took the exam and didn't do very well on it. Dad accused me of deliberately doing badly so that I could stay with my boyfriend, who's 17. I told him I did my best, and he said I should have tried harder to make him proud. I snapped. I told him I don't actually care about making him proud, and Dad looked hurt and said he only wanted the best for me and that I should try to understand. Okay, so this guy's a bad husband and a bad father. Why do we care about his opinion? Who gives an F? Dude, just move on, live your life, stop worrying about what this deadbeat loser thinks or cares about or whatever. He didn't do his job of being a loving dad, so why should you do your... The thing is, I was about to say, why should you do your job of making him proud? But it's not even a kid's job to make their parent proud. It's the kid's job to grow into the person that they're going to be, whatever that is, whoever that is. Not to grow into the person that their parents want them to be. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your dad 3.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for evicting my girlfriend of 3 years? I'm 33. I received an inheritance when I was 24 and used it to buy a condo in downtown Vancouver. It was a short walk away from where I work. My girlfriend Stephanie is 28. We started dating 3 years ago and she's been living here for the last 2 years. As I own the place outright, I don't charge her rent. I also make much more, so I pay for pretty much everything else too. Saturday morning, about a month ago, she told me she was going to a family dinner. Her parents live about an hour away. In the time that we've been together, I've gone with her to family dinner about 30 to 40 times over the 3 years. But this time, I wasn't invited. She told me they were having a family meeting to discuss what to do with Grandma, who was showing signs of dementia. Her brother and aunt from out of town were coming too. I own a car and she wanted to borrow it. So she leaves in the afternoon. Around 10 p.m. I get a text that she had a few glasses of wine with her mom and she's going to spend the night. The next morning, around 10 a.m., she's still not home. She's not answering my calls or looking at my texts, so I call her mom, who tells me she's not there and there was no family dinner. So what really happened? Around noon, someone's buzzing me from the entrance of the building. It's her. I buzz her in. The first thing she tells me is she lost her keys, which included the fob to enter the building, the key to my apartment, and the key to my car. She also doesn't know where my car is. Turns out she went clubbing with a friend. They met a group of 3 guys and decided to go home with them. My girlfriend was drunk. So she allowed one of these 3 guys to be the driver of my new car. When they arrived at one of their places, my car was parked in a no parking area and later towed. It was parked at a bus stop in downtown Vancouver. Stephanie believes she did nothing wrong as she didn't park the car. She also said that she didn't have intercourse with any of the guys, just her friend did. She was just there to make sure her friend was safe. She doesn't even know the name of the guy that has the keys or how to contact him. That she had no choice but to lie to me because I don't like going to clubs. Was I wrong for evicting her? Her entire family thinks I am. Oh, okay, so she got wasted and went back to a guy's apartment with 3 guys and she just, I guess, sipped a glass of water on the sofa, scrolling TikTok until she peacefully drifted off to sleep. Yeah, right. This is such an obvious break up with her and kick her out scenario that I don't even know why you're posting to Reddit. You really need internet strangers to have your back with this story? OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. Your obviously lying, obviously cheating girlfriend gets 3.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for intentionally scaring my neighbor's kids? I'm a 29-year-old woman, and my bedroom window faces the front yard. During the day, I have the blinds half open, enough to let in some light and sunshine for my cats. From the street and even the front yard, it's not possible to see clearly into my bedroom. Because of this, I do often walk through my bedroom in my underwear or just partly dressed to get to the bathroom. I don't risk walking around naked though. Recently, my neighbor's twin kids, both male, and I'm guessing around 7 years old, have started looking in my bedroom window. I don't just mean standing by the window in my yard. I'm talking faces and hands completely pressed up against the window looking in. I assume this started with them looking at my cats, but now I think they consider it some type of game with me. If they see me, they run back home laughing. I've caught them outside on a number of occasions and asked them directly not to do this. But again, they just run away laughing like it's a game. I've also spoken to their parents multiple times, and they refuse to do anything about it. The response I got was, "They're just kids being kids." And, "If you don't want someone looking in your window, just keep it closed." I think that teaching your kids that it's okay to go onto someone's property and peek into their window is kinda messed up. I know they're only young, but I still feel like my privacy is being invaded. This has been going on almost daily for months now, until last week. I walked in my bedroom and heard the kids outside playing. Then spotted this terrifying demon-like mask that my boyfriend wore to a Halloween party the night before. So I got an idea. I stood next to my window wearing the mask for almost 20 minutes. Finally, I heard the footsteps approaching and waited until both kids had their noses pressed up against the window. At that moment, I jumped out, mask right at their eye level, and let out the deepest and loudest roar I possibly could. In all the years living next to these neighbors, I've never heard them scream as loudly as they did when they saw me. They ran home screaming and crying, and just minutes later, their mother was at my door, calling me a monster for scaring her children. I simply told her that I do what I want in my own house, and if her kids don't want to see that, then they should stay away from my window. It's been a week now, and I'm glad to say the kids haven't even stepped foot on my front yard. I'm not sure if it's because they're traumatized, or if the parents have just told them not to do it anymore. Either way, I'm happy. I felt justified at the time, but everyone I've told has said that I took it too far for such young children. So, I don't know. Am I the butthole? As someone who has a young child, I'm on your side, OP. The simple reality of parenting is that if you don't discipline your kids, someone else will. And a stranger isn't going to be nearly as gentle about it as the parent would. So I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving the kids, I don't even know, maybe 0.5 out of 5 buttholes. 7 years old is solidly young enough to be, not really responsible exactly. But I'm giving the parents 1.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for not wanting to quit my work position for my husband? I'm a 27-year-old woman, and I've been married to my husband, who's 29. We have a 6-year-old child together and a good marriage. I'm a petroleum service technician, meaning I work Monday through Friday and sometimes late night or on calls on technical problems. Most days and weekends, I'm home before 5, and on call is not often. I'm very good at what I do, and I make really good money doing it. My husband wants me to quit and work part-time or less hours, and his reasoning is because he feels my skills are needed more at home than in the field. He believes women should not work at all, and they belong at home. He also makes the same amount of money as me, and he only works Monday through Friday. Our daughter understands that when I have to leave, I help make the world go round, and she doesn't seem to have a problem when I have to go or when I work late. I really love my career, and I'm not interested in quitting. But I don't want to choose my work over my family. I feel most respected by my boss and coworkers, and my boss and coworkers encourage me to keep getting better and keep doing what I'm doing now. Am I the butthole for not wanting to quit my job for my husband? I don't know what a petroleum service technician is, but that sounds like that makes a lot of money. What is the salary on this? Google says 51 to 83K, which is a pretty solid income. And the husband also makes a pretty solid income. So if you're that strapped for help at home, it seems like you guys are in a position where you could probably get like a maid or a nanny to help out around the house instead of, ditching a job that you love and that's making a lot of money just to make your husband happy. Like, why is it up to you to quit your job as opposed to the husband to quit his job? He's making the same amount of money, so why is his job more valuable than yours? Sounds like pretty run-of-the-mill sexism, to be honest. OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your husband 2 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for telling my best friend's dad that he's the reason my friend committed suicide? And as you can guess from the title, this is a pretty dark one. My late best friend committed suicide back in May of 2021. He was genuinely the smartest guy I've ever known. He was an engineer, and he'd come up with a solution to literally any problem you'd ever face, both practical and even emotional life stuff. He was the sweetest, most compassionate person ever. I still cry a lot about him now, 4 years later. He had a horrible childhood. His dad and uncles were farmers. He grew up in the fields. Back when he was 7 to 10, his oldest uncle would always take him to teach him their ways, but in reality, he'd R-word him. He'd take him to his other friends, and they'd abuse him as well. He said they called him fresh young meat once. Eventually, he worked up the courage to tell his parents when he was 20. His mother immediately believed him and took his side, but his father, still to this day, denies it. He says his brother, who's long dead by now, would have never done such a thing. They eventually had a divorce because of it. My friend hanged himself at just 24 years old in his bedroom. His poor 15-year-old sister was the one who found him. She's still heavily traumatized to this day. We've stayed in contact, and she's like my own little sister, and I'm helping her with college, and she's living with me rent-free since I only live 10 minutes away from college. At his funeral, his parents had a full-on fight inside the church. His mom physically attacked and started beating his dad, and she had to be held back by multiple people. His dad just stood there and took it, and he didn't even try to protect himself. His dad is now remarried, and he's trying to reconnect with his daughter, but she refuses it. Last night, he came over unannounced to my apartment and demanded to see her. She told him she hated him and didn't want anything to do with him, and she wished that he had died instead. He yelled at me, saying that I'm grooming and preying on a grieving young girl. I called him disgusting for thinking I'd ever do that to someone who's like my little sister, and said that it's his damn fault that my friend isn't with us anymore, and it's also his fault that nobody wants to talk to him and why his family is broken. He started crying, and he begged his daughter for forgiveness, saying he already lost his son and doesn't want to lose her forever too. She told him to go to hell and kicked him out. She cried after he left, and I comforted her and got her something to eat. I've been thinking about it ever since, and honestly, some part of me feels bad for him. Like, he did lose a son and his whole family, but like, he was a major part of that. I know how much him denying what happened hurt my friend. He cried to me a lot about it. He loved his dad a lot and always looked up to him. Did I go too far on him yesterday? No, I would say you didn't go far enough, OP. He's a scumbag who is not worthy of the title father. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. The father, for failing to protect his son, might get the full 5 out of 5. The abusers certainly do. That was rSlash Am I the Butthole, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.